Are you all right?
Yep. I'm wearing your robe, see?
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Hello. Hello. How are you? How are you doing? So, hello. I hope you've had a good day. Hello. How are you doing? How is your evening? Hi, Beatrice. How are you doing? Nice to see you here. It's a Monday, and yeah, it's one of those days, eh? It's one of those busy days to come on a live, eh? You guys, I understand. But if you're out there, just keep coming. If you're out there, keep coming, because if need be, I'll just like to pass this information uh, as live. Beatrice, I'm on time, doing good. Oh, well done, well done. Yes, you're on time. You're on time. We are just starting. Karibu sana, karibu sana. You know what? I'm just going to crack on and pass the information. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Thank you so much. So, yesterday, I can see there's another person. Thank you so much for joining us. Yesterday, I made a content, and the content was about so many DMs and emails that some people are giving up, and that's because someone has applied probably in one job or two jobs, and the feedback is we've stopped recruiting. And I did say that when a recruitment agency says that they have stopped recruiting, it doesn't mean the whole of UK have stopped recruiting. Yeah, it's that specific agency. So I've made the point of looking for some agency that are still recruiting, and if you get this information, you are supposed to act on it immediately. You're not supposed to waste time, because like I said, thousands and thousands of people are applying. And when they apply, the agencies are becoming overwhelmed. And that's why some of them keep saying they have recruited enough, or they're not recruiting at the moment. So one of the agency that is recruiting at the moment is AGIN. What I will do, I will include it in the description box. But AGIN Care Homes and AGIN Care Homes and Residential Nursing Homes is currently recruiting. Yeah. And what I found out that is similar in this, there are four together with the care home, with the agency that I told you about. They are four that they're still happy to recruit. Hi, Vincent. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Yep. So, Urgent Care Home and residential nursing home. They are still recruiting. The thing is, the positions they have they are recruiting for are for both UK and people living out of the UK. Thank you so much, Vincent. Yeah. So what you need to do is, like I keep saying, if your CV is ready, if you have what it takes, then go ahead and just apply. I will include this on the description box: AGIN care homes and residential nursing homes. The second one is Excel Care 24. Excel Care 24 are happy to recruit and even sponsor you with the certificate of COS, certificate of sponsorship, if you meet the criteria they want or they need from you. So remember, they have all these care agents or all the homes. Remember, Kenya is on amber list. They were put on amber list. They were put on amber list by who? World Health Organization, meaning that the World Health Organization feels that or considers that if they continue, if UK continue recruiting people from Kenya, then they will end up with shortage of staff, like what we are experiencing at the moment. That is what is amber list. The reason why I felt I should mention this is because I've received 2 emails this morning, and those people are qualified. One of them is a qualified nurse in Kenya, and the other person has done their nursing aid in Kenya. But they did reach out to the agency that I gave you. Remember the agency that I gave you a few days ago? But they were told they are not recruiting in Kenya directly because Kenya is on amber list. What does that mean? What it means is, and this is what, take it from me right now, if an agency tells you that they're not recruiting directly in Kenya, what you're supposed to do is recruit directly from them. And that's why I keep encouraging, like, you apply directly from care homes. Yeah. The law does not include you that is applying directly. The law affects now people that are using agency to recruit them. Yeah. And to be fair, some people are very serious. People are very serious out there with life. I hope I will see that. I hope I will see that email. Remember, this social media has made me like really learn, like make friends and also learn from people. Let me see if I can find one of that message. Yeah, you can see that. I don't know if it's possible to see, but that was the first message the person sent me. And the message basically says the person has everything that it takes, and they reached the agency that I said, but the only thing the agency said, we cannot recruit in Kenya because Kenya is on amber list. Yeah. I was on my daily life hassles, and I replied, like you can see, I replied, this is my message. And I said, if you have all the qualification it takes, and mostly your qualification, you are a nurse, then what you're supposed to do is try and apply directly, and mostly with the National Health Service, NHS. Do you know what? I wrote a very short message back. And this This here is an article that the person sent me. And the article shows everything and explains everything. Yeah? It explains everything that I keep saying here. That, you see, my what I could tell him was, go and apply directly, blah 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 blah, because this is what it means to be on amber list. He went ahead to find information and actually sent it to me. And you know what he said after sending? He told me, so the way to go is to apply self, not through agency. Thank you, sister. Why? Because what I say here, it's something that I have sat down and done my homework. The only problem is I cannot be able to give out all the information or able to research all the clause, all the information one to one. But if you are keen and you are hungry, you are very hungry for this position, or you are hungry to get what you want through this visa process, then you should be able to get all the answers. So he sent me an article. That the article is from www.nhsemployers.org. Well done, wherever you are. Well done. This is what I like to see, that people are taking that little initiative to push on and look for more information. And now he knows. Developing countries, which is us. Developing countries is us, if you're from Kenya and so on. That some of it has a list of the countries. Let me just open the document. It has the list, you see, developing countries recruitment. It has the list of all the countries that have been affected by being on those red lights again, the amber list and so on. So you can see red list countries, actually. It's countries like Afghanistan, Burundi, Congo, Ethiopia. Those are on red list, actually meaning UK shouldn't recruit from those countries. And it's basically because World Health Organization feels like those countries will be left without manpower, or it will be left with shortage of that occupation of those people that are bringing to the UK. And amber list, it's one of them is Kenya, and so on and so forth. So it goes on like that. But being in amber, it's not the end of everything. It just means now you know, it's politics. Yeah, it's politics. Njeri, so it's better to apply from home directly. Yes, Njeri, because initially we were not on that traffic light, but with time, and remember we still had, remember we had that when our president, they signed something with Boris, and they had to bring in some nurses, yeah, quite a good number of nurses. So with all those things going on, so they feel that if they continue recruiting from certain countries, then they will end up without manpower. So to be on the safe side, Jerry, I know you understand me, and this, where we are at the moment, these countries they are very good at covering their back. Yeah, it's all about covering your back. So they have to put, of course, measures that are going to protect those countries that they're bringing their manpower to UK. And that's why they ended up with the traffic lights. And the traffic lights, meaning Kenya is on amber list. So if you yourself, you apply to a care home, then that means no one influenced you. Yeah. So, but if an agency from here recruits you, then it means the government of this country have had a hand in recruiting you. Yeah. So it's a matter of, it's it's both covering their back. It's also it's so many things, but they have to play it safe. Yeah, they have to play it safe. So as I was saying, they still, if And when you are lucky, you can still be. And this is because I believe Teshwa Jogona Vlogs is not only vlogs from my home country, but it's a channel that is helping people from all over. That's why it's important for me to give all this information about even the agents that are currently recruiting. Yeah. But if it happens by any chance, you have everything, like the two people that sent me a Instagram message, and they are saying I have this and this and this. But I've been told only because I'm in Kenya, I cannot be recruited because Kenya is on amber list. So this is where I come in and tell you all is not lost. All is not lost. Your solution is applying directly to the care homes. And that's why one of the care homes I would say at the moment is recruiting is AGIN care homes, AGIN care homes and residential nursing homes. Yeah. The other one is Excel Care 24. So them, they are still recruiting. And I have another one. Let me see. Let me check its name. Where are you? Yeah. So I've given you A1. There is A1 Care. A1 Care is recruiting. So all I can say is, please do not give up. There are 3 care homes that are currently there are care companies. Yeah, care companies. So they're currently recruiting, and if you have what it takes, please don't waste time. Remember, it's thousands and thousands of people that are applying for the job. I had a message. Someone asked me if it's really necessary for them to have a care qualification. It's not. It's not necessary to have a care qualification. But what do you have on your CV? Yeah? Because you cannot not have a care qualification, but again, you don't have any qualification. Yeah? Care qualification is necessary. But if you don't have it, you have to have something else. Because I cannot lie to you and say that they will not need anything. We have to be real here. It's real issues, and it's real issues. You're dealing with real life, and you're dealing with people, real people. So of course they will need qualification. Yeah. Shiko, hello, put the link, please. I will, Shiko. I will put the link. And Vincent says, you're welcome, Shiko. And Kat, greeting to you, host. Thank you so much. You are welcome. You are welcome, guys. You are welcome. Thank you so much. Guys, if you feel what the content is okay and it's good, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. So this is what I want to go ahead and remind ourselves what we actually really need. What we actually really need, one is the urge. Let me tell you, there are certain people, and I will say where they come from, and those people have really tried their best to be here. And those people are Indians. If you go to the NHS, there is a lot of people coming from India that are nurses there. Yeah. Another country that people are really coming here and working as nurses and senior carers is people from West Africa. It's a lot of them. And for me, I feel mostly what we know, if you come from Kenya, you do know that we even go to India. We do go to India for medical attention. But again, if I look at our friends from West Africa, it's those people go for it. They go for it. I mean, I do work with people from West Africa that they're supporting people from their country to come here. They're still working in the same care industry, and most of them even own care agencies. For me, I want to say, be aggressive. If you only my information will guide you, but I would love you to go a further step, like what this guy did. You're actually sending me more information, and you're like, sis, what you said is true. I got the information. So actually, what I need is to go ahead and apply directly, and that is what we need. Because only the people that are fighting, only the people that are aggressive, that they're those that are getting these spaces. Can they not train staff, that is carers or senior carers? Can you ask them? Jerry, they are training them. They are training them. And that's why even if you come in with your care, what we will call in Kenya, it's nursing aid certificate. If you get here, you will still get trained. Yeah, actually, there's one of the care these names that I've given you. They are giving you a week, 4 days training, extensive training, and actually 2 of them. That's why I say, when I give you information, go ahead, and when you're contacted or when you're shortlisted for interviews, ask these questions, because they have a lot of information. One of them, actually, it's sponsoring, if you're lucky, it's sponsoring you 5 years visa. One of the companies that I've told you, it's sponsoring you 5 years visa, and then after the 5 years, it's actually paying for you indefinite leave to remain. Because on gathering the information, one of them, it's a family owned company, so it's like they're growing it. So the reason why they might be wanting you, or they want someone to work for them for 5 years, it's just that then you are consistent. Yeah. Sorry, something came on my screen. It's just that so that you're consistent. Yeah, that consistency in their company. So there is a lot of things. If you are lucky to go in there, then there's a lot of things. They will train you to up to you are able to get your NVQ3. Yeah. So you know how it is, Jerry. Even here, even when you come with your degree or blah blah blah, they'll still train you how they want you to work for them. And I think the only difference this time, like, you understand, if you're in the UK, some of us never had any background care certificate or qualification, but you go join an agency, and an agency takes you through, like, for a week. You do the trainings, and then they send you ahead to go and do what is called a shadow shift. A shadow shift is when you will work, but you're working with someone to show you what you're supposed to do, and after that you're sent to work. So you kind of do only 1 week's worth of training. Yeah. And then if you ever want to become to become a shift lead or care lead or blah blah blah. Then you start doing your level 2, your level 3, you start climbing. But as you understand, of course, if they said they will bring everyone, then everyone will come. Yeah. So of course they have to have that. What will get them to get the best people? That's why they'll have to put this criteria of people and qualification. But again, with this qualification, we do see that now it's lowered. So you don't really have to have your like a qualification in care. You can have any other qualification, but your experience and how your interview will go will also matter a lot. Yeah. And Badu, will there be any examination aside the UKV? Badu, you won't have an examination if you're coming in as a care worker. Yeah, that is a carer. If you're coming in as a carer, you won't have examinations. But if you are coming in as a nurse, there is an examination for you waiting for you this side. Yeah, it's the examination, it's all skills. The examination is done. I think there's only a few universities that do it in the UK, but all that is planned for you by your employer. Yeah, because you have to do that examination for you to be given the UK pin. But at the same time, what I've seen in NHS hospital, you still work. You still work. If you're coming as a nurse, you will still work as you read for your OSCEs. Yeah. And then, but it just means you will not perform some procedures. Yeah. You will work alongside another nurse who is qualified. And then after your OSCEs, those exams, then you are let to the world. Go and treat people. Yeah. So if you're coming as a carer, you will not get any examination. And if you get any examination, they're just let me say routine. They have to give you some training, yeah, like safeguarding. They'll give you training like manual handling. Manual handling is legal. Your employer should train you to how to handle equipments, how to handle patients or residents. So that one, of course, at the end of the day, you will do like it's not a serious exam. Yeah, it's just a run, like whatever you'll be doing if you're coming as a carer is not that serious. Yeah. But if you're coming as a nurse, the exam you'll be doing is a serious exam. So you will need to kind of read for it. Yeah, you need to be serious for it. Hi, Agnes. Hope I'm not late. Agnes, you are not late. And if you've missed something, don't forget, just go back and catch up. And yeah, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So yeah, like I said, if you're just coming in, I've mentioned three it's companies, okay, homes that are currently still recruiting or are happy to sponsor your visa, to give you a COS, certificate of sponsorship, if you qualify or shortlisted for your interview and you're successful. And that is Excel Care 24 and AGIN Care Homes and Residential Nursing Homes. And then the other one, Keep Disappearing. I will tell you what it is. So I've given you Excel Care 24, AGIN Care Homes and Residential Nursing Homes, A1 Care. A1 Care. Those are currently the three that I know currently. Please send your CVs. I encouraged you, do not give up. Do not send one application or two, and then because they did not get back to you or they said we are not shortlisting, you give up. I explained why this happens, and this is because an agent is just an agent, and probably they have been told, can you please recruit 10 employers for our company? And then they find 7 from UK. So they only need 3 from they only need 3 from outside the country, or yeah. So the 3 of them, looking at how we are applying, probably they will have like even 2,000 or 3,000 applicants from non-UKs, yeah. So for them to come down from 3,000 to only take 3, you can imagine if even them, they are overwhelmed. That's why they will say, we are not recruiting at the moment, or we have stopped. But it is them. It's like me coming out with my own agency and saying, I'm Tesh Wajogona agent, and I'm recruiting from all over the world. And then I get the number of people that I need. And then I tell you, I'm not recruiting for now, or we have stopped recruiting. So it is me. But you, Beatrice, you're still recruiting. Vincent, you're still recruiting. Shiko, you're still recruiting. So that is what I want to put it out there. So if you're told no, or they're not recruiting by one agent, it's only them. So you still have a chance to keep pushing your CV. Dominic, I'm also late. This Dominic from Uganda. Hello, how are you, Dominic? How are you doing today? I'm very well, thank you, Dominic. I hope you're fine. It's been a while. It's been a while since I saw you around. And thank you so much. I really appreciate even you being here, Dominic, and everyone else. Guys, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up so that I can see we are together. If you have a question, please do ask the question. And if I can answer, we'll answer it here. If I cannot, there's always someone there that knows what is going on. And so I've given you the care homes. Please send your CVs. Oh, I forgot the benefits. The benefits. The benefits of this, the 3 of them, I will not be able to categorize each by name, but this is what will happen. So if you're shortlisted or you get a job with any, even leave alone the ones I've given you, if with any other group or care home or care group and so on, if you get a job, what are the benefits? The ones that I know from the 3 that I've given you is that, I will repeat again, 2 of them are actually going to sponsor you for 5 years. Yeah, remember, most of the companies sponsor for 3 years, and then you either, if you are happy, if they're happy with you, they extend your visa, or you go ahead and look for another company. But in this case, 2 of them are actually sponsoring you for 5 years. One of them, actually, after the 5 years, it pays for your indefinite leave to remain. One of them being that one of them is a family run company. So it's very close knit. So what they want to do is grow together with their employees. So they don't want to keep, recruiting, you leave and so on. So they want to keep it to themselves. That's why after 5 years, they actually support to pay your indefinite leave to remain. Your indefinite leave to remain, it's around £2,300 and above. So you can imagine if a company is offering you that. So that is one of the benefit. The 3 of them are offering accommodation. Yeah. But remember what I said about a company. If a company or a care home is offering you accommodation, it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to check if the how much you'll be paying for the accommodation, the setup of the accommodation. Because remember, if your accommodation, if you're alone, because you're coming alone, remember, when you're coming, you will come, you will be sponsored. Yeah, you will be sponsored as you. So the certificate of sponsorship will be yours. But the same your visa allows you to bring your family. Yeah, so let's not mix this up. So your visa by the government allows you to sponsor or bring your family. So if you apply for your family under grounds that you have a work permit, then your family will come. But your employer is sponsoring you. Are we together? So when you're coming, you might find some employers will be like, we are sponsoring you, and the accommodation is one room. Yeah, because it's you they're sponsoring. Don't get it twisted. So when you so don't so that you don't get confused why you're not being given a house, instead you're house sharing. Yeah, okay, I hope we are together up to that point. So your employer supports you to get the work permit, but in that visa, the work visa, that is what allows you, or the government has allowed you, that you can apply visa for your family to join you. So your employer has no responsibility to bring your family, but your visa allows you to bring your family. So this is what I want to say. When you understand that, that's when you will plan as a family and decide if it's necessary, if it's the man or the woman who's gotten the visa, to come settle in their job for at least 3 months, 4 months, find a house. Now come out of there. Be very honest with your employer. Let them know you have a family. Yeah, let them know you have a family, so that it's clear to them that you will not live in the accommodation the way they like, how they are planning or how they want. Like at some point you're going to go out and live with your family. Yeah, let them know you have, at some point you will support your family to come and live with you. So when you come here 3 months or 4 months, you should be able, if you work, you should be able to bring your family over. Yeah, by that time you will have settled, and you know where the school is, you know where the road is, you know which bus goes where. If it's your husband or your wife, you know where they can get a job, because you come in as a care worker, but your husband or wife doesn't have to come in as a care worker. They can come and do a very different job. They will come in and do very different from what you're doing, and they are allowed that, because remember, the visa sponsored you, not them. For them, they're coming because the package that is in your visa. Yeah, thank you guys. If you're there and you feel that the content is all right and you want to support me, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget, if it's still red down below, do not hesitate to press that red button, and it goes to subscribe. So because we are running to 1,000 subscribers, we are at 818 right now. We are running to that 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, so let me read a few comments. Please make sure you make sure, if you have a question, please do ask. You'll be amazed how much information people have here. I might not be able to answer it, but people out here have answers. Yeah, because you know what, we are all very hungry for this visa, and we are going for it. So we are looking for information right, left, and center. So do not feel like it's just an obvious question. No, every question is valid, and we are here to learn together. from Dominic, do you have any company that can sponsor me as a truck driver, please? Dominic, I would say, and I keep repeating, um, for me, I am not sponsored. I do not work with any companies, any agent companies. I'm also employed. Um, what I do is I like sharing information that I feel is very helpful to people, and that's why I've come up with this information about care workers visa, because that's what is happening at the moment. However, if I find because the visa that was going for truck drivers, I don't know if you remember, I did that one. It was like in November time. I'm not sure, because it was a short visa. It was a short visa. I don't know what happened at that time. But if I hear anything that changes, also make sure you look at the shortage occupation list. Dominic, there is on the shortage occupation list, there is a lot of jobs. It's that, like, it shows you what jobs are on the shortage occupation list and jobs that are short or require people in the UK. Yeah. And remember, if you've been following me, I did content about Indeed, how you can keep applying and putting your CV on, because once you apply on like Indeed, it will keep bringing the jobs that are relevant to your the first application you did and according to your CV. Yeah. And also there is like reads, total jobs. All you need is to keep feeding it your CV. And like we agreed, you see the way we keep playing with our phones on Instagram, on Facebook. Please keep doing that. Every time, give yourself time to just upload CVs. Even it's 2 or 3 a day, because you just might not know. At the moment this year, I haven't had any shortage of truck driver. There was a high shortage of truck driver when we first did that. I remember you were there when we did the video about the truck driver, which means at the moment, like I say, if this government changes and says we are bringing a certain visa, run with it. Because what happens if they recruit, what they do is they suspend or they just close the visa, that visa type. Yeah. And what I want to say is, even this visa that we are talking about, this visa is running for 12 months. This visa is running for 12 months. So its effect is taking place from 15th of February, and it is running for another 12 months. That's why, if possible, whenever possible, just run with what is available. Jerry, is it a signed deal for settlement and visa? Jerry, I didn't understand that, but for you, to be qualified, to have to apply for indefinite leave to remain. So it means you've been in the UK for 5 years. So this company, if they're sponsoring you for 5 years, yeah. So when you work with them and your 5 years have come to an end, so your next step definitely is to apply for indefinite leave to remain. So that is what they support you with. Of course, you know how it is. You have to be, it's different when you've come in other ways, and it's different when you've come as an employer. So as someone employed, you have to behave in a certain way. Yeah, you have to behave in a certain way for you to become that you're even staying with your employer for 5 years. Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean. You are employed, you behave in a certain way, you do your job, and so on and so forth. But it's I don't know, Jerry, if you remember like ages ago when UK was recruiting from Commonwealth. Yeah. British soldiers from Commonwealth. And when they recruited from Commonwealth, what happened is all soldiers from Commonwealth were working for 5 years, when they worked for 5 years with the British Army, though they ended up applying for the indefinite leave to remain and applying for their naturalization, yeah, for 5 years. And in the same package, those dependents that joined their spouses, like outside, you could have been working with the British Army, but you're working somewhere in Germany. So if your spouses followed you, your spouse was being allowed or was qualifying under the Queen's law to become a British citizen after 3 years of marriage. That is if they are married to a British soldier. So some of the spouses actually got their passports in a shorter time, yeah, in a shorter time than for example, I'll be honest with you, I got my citizenship within I would say it was 3 years, but it wasn't 3 years because I had been married and it had taken me 5 months or 6 months to get all my paperwork right and come to UK. So by the time I came to the UK, 2.5 years later, I was already a British citizen. And that's because it fell under the law of being married to a British soldier, British citizen soldier. Yeah. So it all happens, like I would say, it's very different how people live in the UK, how you qualify to get your citizenship and indefinite. It's all very, very different. If you are a student, remember, a student, if you're coming for a degree, you have your 5 years. Yeah, mostly you're given your 5 years. You might end up, it's 3 or 5 years. If you're given 3 years to do your degree, remember, it's not every time you come and after 3 years you've qualified. Yeah, you might fail your exam and blah blah blah. So of course, if you're continuing and they can see it's a genuine reason why you failed, you will have an extension. After you are graduate, you don't have to go back home or back to your country, because there is something they're calling a graduate visa. A graduate visa gives you 2 years. Yeah, the 2 years, apparently they say you are looking for a job. Yeah, so you have another 2 years to stay. With those 2 years, remember, you're working as you look for a job. All that time you've lived in the UK counts. So your next step definitely will be applying for your indefinite and naturalizing. Yeah. If you came, for example, you came and your spouse is British. Yeah, your spouse is British, and you come in, you become you are British by naturalization. Naturalization meaning you have come from another country, you have come to the UK, you have qualified. Then what happens? Your children also become British. Yeah. The children that you give birth when you are British after naturalization, they actually do not naturalize. Naturalize meaning you pay. Yeah. So naturalization means you pay to be British. Yeah. But if you're already British with your partner or your husband and you get a child, your child will not pay, because your child now will become British by birth. You're considered as British, both of you, so your child will become British by birth. Sorry. I hope I've not gone out of the way. Hello. God loves. Hi, my beautiful queen host. Cheers. How are you? I hope you're doing well. And Jerry says, can the partner family work with the visa sponsored by employer? Jerry, no. The sponsored certificate is for one person. Yeah, the sponsored certificate is for one person, so you cannot work with it. But that visa that you've come with can enable you to bring your family. That will be your children. And guys, remember, it's very important if you have children, if you have a spouse, and your aim is to travel, not even in the UK, to settle in the UK or in Germany or in any other country, please make sure your papers are intact. What I mean is, make sure you have your children's birth certificate. Make sure you have a marriage certificate. In the embassy, you cannot explain that we've lived together for 50 years or 20 years or 10 years. Embassy, all they want is paperwork. So make sure your children, if your child is a child through you, it's your child through adoption, please make sure you have the papers right, the adoption papers right. So when the time comes, then you have all the documents. Yeah. Because we have very various types of marriages, and it's very hard sometimes to prove them. So please have the right documents, and it's a marriage certificate. Go through Sharia house, get a marriage certificate. Get your children birth certificate, because that is what that will be needed. You cannot explain it, you cannot verbally explain it, you just have to show them. That is Dominic. Yes, I do remember that. It was on November last year. Yes, we did that content, and by that time they were really, really desperate about the drivers, HGV drivers. So I'm sure by now, because they went quiet about it, they must be sorting it. And that's why I keep saying, when a visa comes, because people will run with it, we might as well just run with it, because it's any time and it just cools off and the government takes away the visa. Agnes, guys, let's support our sister by the end of the week to hit 100K subscription. Thank you so much, Agnes. We are going to hit that in Jesus' name. That's our road. That's where we are going. Jerry, I now understand, dear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much. You guys, you don't know. Like, I've come without no notice and you guys have showed up. Please always remember, you can ask questions. We can research, because all the information is there. Everything that is needed is there. So we do not need to waste our money. We do not need to pay any money that is not needed to be paid. Yeah. So let's remember, we have the information. If you've been following me, and I'll say most of the things by now, you know what you need. You know that you need your English. You need your proficiency in English, and that is IELTS. With care workers and carers, it doesn't matter if it's an academic IELTS or the other one. It doesn't matter, as long as you have your IELTS and you've passed by 5.5. Yeah. Remember, for the nurses, you pass with a higher grade. I think they require an 8 for the nurses, but for the carers is around 5.5. And some of them are even, that's why I'm saying, like, the more the more you familiarize yourself, the more you sorry. The more you familiarize yourself with all this, the more you push your CV, and a company comes and tells you, we are not giving you this time because of this. The more they say, oh, you are missing this, or when they say, come back after 2 months, then you will learn more what is needed. Yeah. What do you require? Yeah. So we need to also keep pushing. Please keep pushing. Like I said, we have, of course, I've seen so many well done Kenyans. I've seen so many Kenyans in my uni. I've seen so many Kenyans that have come as nurses. They're doing their OSCEs. There's someone who asked me if you need to do any other exam, and that's what I meant, OSCEs. They're doing it. But one country that is beating all of us, shout out to all my fans from watching from India, or that will come across this content. there is a lot of people from India, like I said, in hospital, working as nurses, working as doctors, working as, there are lots of them. I've said people from West Africa, there is a lot of carers, senior carers. There's a lot of nurses from West Africans. So we just need to have that push or that urge they have. They are a good example of people that are really fighting in a positive way to come and be like, to successfully be able to be shortlisted and come here. Remember, your CV, please, it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. Go and look for a template. Go and look for a UK CV template. Just do a simple CV, but a CV that just explains about what you're qualified in, what you can do. A CV that when they're doing their recruitment, it just shows who you are. Remember, a lot of people are applying. Yeah. So it's a CV that just sells you. And to be fair, me, I did a CV that was ages ago, and I think it's the same CV that keeps repeating itself. I keep up because it's on Gmail. If I see a good agency or a good, because I told you, Indeed is the best place to look for jobs. Reads UK, it's a good place. Total Jobs, you just feed it your CV. So what will happen is just that you'll have so many emails, because every job that pops up that matches your criteria or your CV will always come. But let us remember that we are special. We are special in a way that we need something extra. And that something extra is the COS, Certificate of Sponsorship. That's why we need to be smart on how we do our things. Yeah? Because someone here will apply for care jobs. They do not have any background. Yeah, but they're here. No money will be used. So they'll be recruited, taken for an 4-5 days training, and they're gone to work. But because for us, we are special and we need that certificate. That's why you will hear them saying that we need this qualification and this qualification. Mind you, some of us don't even have the qualification they're asking you for. But because they have to shortlist, otherwise everyone will want to come. And as it is, as you know, they will not give everyone a visa. That's why we have to act smart. That's why we have to keep pushing. Someone from West Africa said they did 50 applications before they were shortlisted. Just ask yourself, are you doing enough? Are you doing enough? Because for me, it's about pushing. We have to push ourselves. Because if we don't push ourselves, we can't get it. Yeah? That is Jesh. Hello, my dear. Can someone apply for sponsorship visa when one visit UK and a visit visa? Is it easy to get a job? So, okay. Miss VG, I would say I have not checked on that direction because what normally happens is when you're given a visit visa, it does say you are not allowed to work, but nothing is impossible in this world. Remember, when you're here, you can actually walk in and visit some of the companies and agents we are talking about here. So we can never know what that can lead us to. Yeah, because you can physically go to them and explain yourself, I'm here for a visit, but I understand that there is a care workers visa that is going on and I would love to work here. You just can never know how that will end. But when you're on visit visa, as they say, you're not allowed to work. Yeah. But I wouldn't say it's easy, but it kind of has an added advantage because you can walk in. Yeah, you can walk into those companies and ask. Yeah, and Vincent says, I'm back, host. Thank you so much, Vincent, for being here. Thank you for coming back. Yeah. So another benefit I had, and I will remind you, if you haven't listened to my last video, which I uploaded yesterday, I did say, this is what you need to keep in mind. Some of these companies, not some, but most of these companies, they actually will provide to you everything. Yeah. Depending on your agreement, they might even they might pay for your flight. They might pay for your visa. Yeah. But again, it's good to ask, all that amount, will it be deducted, or is it is it, you understand, is it because I'm your employer, or will it be deducted? So you know where that leaves you, because you can imagine if someone pays for your flight and they pay for your visa, and on top of that, remember, accommodation is not free. They will offer you accommodation, but the accommodation is not free. Yeah. So when you calculate, probably a room you will pay depending on where it is, like 400, 300, 400 pounds a month. And then on top of it, a deduction of your air ticket and a deduction of your flight. Yeah, air ticket, and the other one was visa. You find like probably 500 is going away, 500, 600 is going away from the money that you're being paid. For me, I would say balance it. Maybe you might be in a position to say, let me pay for my own flight if you have the money. Remember, one of the requirements is for you, unless the employer says they will host you everything, you are supposed, according to the UKV, you are supposed to have a 1,200 pounds, which is give and take 200,000 Kenyan shillings. Yeah, which is for you to use when you come in, because remember, you will have to work for 1 month before you are paid. Yeah, so the embassy want to see that you can take care of yourself for that 1 month before you are paid. So if you have the money, for me, if I'm coming here to pay it back, I might as well, if I have the money, probably pay my own visa. Yeah, because the visa is 200 and something pounds. And if it's okay, I'll also pay for my flight. Because remember, for the flight, if you take the longest flight, it's it's cheaper. Yeah, of course, you won't pay like, if you're paying for yourself, you are able to check which flight you're coming with. So sometimes you can pay a thousand pounds to travel with KQ, but if you traveled with Emirates, which is going to do a stopover in Doha, you are going to pay around 600 pounds. So you see the difference. So you might choose to pay for your own ticket, so that you don't feel like you're working and paying the money back if you have the money. But if you don't have the money, and they offer you that, then it's a good way, or a good time, to ask how much you will be paying per month, because again, it's a lot of money. And considering when we come here, probably you've left family behind, so the same money they're expecting you to send for their upkeep, probably your other home in Kenya is still running, where your wife or your husband and children live. They're still attending school. So yeah, those are things to consider and also ask. Jerry, and when doing a CV for GB, don't say I worked here 1 year and then another company out there 1 year. Please try to show them you are reliable and a good person who can last for years in one company. Thank you so much, Jerry. That is correct. That is correct. if you have a reliable, like where you've been working, yeah, even if you've been doing 2 jobs, but one of them you've worked longer, just give a reference for that one job. Even here it happens. Yeah, if you're applying for a new job or another job, I will pick the one I've worked longer. The other one I will not show if I ever worked with it. So the one that you've worked longer is to show that you're reliable, you're consistent, and you can really settle in one job. Because remember, like I said, these 3 companies that I told you, if 2 of them are offering 5 years, that means they just want a serious person and they don't want to keep doing this. Yeah. So definitely they will go to someone who seems to be persistent, to be consistent in a job. And it's an expensive affair for them. So before recruiting, they will really scrutinize. And that's why I'm saying that keep selling, sell yourself, and in a very better, good way that it can show that your reference where you've worked, if it's like you can stay in a job. Yeah. Do not write anything about extra. My wife, my children, no, they just want to see you. Who are you? Your CV should only contain who you are. Yeah, because, and I'll keep insisting, it's about you and another million people trying to get the certificate of sponsorship. So just get something that someone will just say, okay. Oh, FUSA Ujuzi certificate and nursing aid, 6 months experience, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, this one has a background, something like that. But don't quote me on that. Like we said, the government did say you do not have to have a care background. But let's be fair. You need to have something. Yeah, you need to have something. Not care background, but something. Because I'll keep insisting, you even have a day. In UK, you have a day to take your paperwork to the embassy. Yeah? And your paperwork, remember where your decision is made is in South Africa. Your paperwork is scanned to South Africa. So that they can make a decision. So if you don't have anything to show, how are they going to give you a visa? Let me make it clear, my friends. Your employer and UK immigration, they're like Tanga and the other one. 2 independent people. So your work is to find a job and to find certificate of sponsorship. That is employment. When you are successful there, now you go to the second stage, which cannot be manipulated or corrupted or anything. That is the UK embassy. There you go, you show your paperwork, which is now your qualification, whatever you have, your proof of English. That is, I told you, do your IELTS, a score of 5.5, proof of funds, which is £1,200. If you're in Kenya, that is an equivalent of 200,000 Kenyan shillings. Your birth certificate, your police clearance, your certificate of sponsorship at the top. That is the cream on the cake. You put it on top there to show that you have an employment. So hizi zingine, they're to boost you up, yeah? They're to boost you up. So your employment has nothing to do with your UK embassy. That's why I'm saying you might tell your employer you can speak English. Of course, they can, even the interview is in English. but they cannot determine your visa. The UK immigration determines your visa. And in their website, www.gov.uk, they have put it very clearly that they need your eligibility, your proficiency of English to show that you can speak, write, and understand English. Yeah. So let's know there's no two way about this thing. Yeah. Let's get what we need, and then we get things right. And getting things right, it's knowing that your employer has nothing to do with the embassy. So your employer recruits you, gives you what the embassy wants, which is the certificate of sponsorship. And then now you go to the UK website and now you apply for your visa. On the application, you do not have the opportunity or the advantage you have when doing your interview, because on your interview you have the virtual, you have the, what is it called, the interview. We are talking, we are speaking, so we can communicate. But in the embassy, it's your paperwork most likely working for you. That is Miss Vigi. I meant, is it easy to change visit visa to sponsorship visa? You have answered my question very well. UK, here we come. You are welcome, Miss Vigi. You are welcome. Yes, like I told you, when you're here, you can walk in. That is the advantage. And when you walk in, they can give you the answer there and then. Yeah. Tabs Shiro, how are you? Hi, Tesha, just joined. You are welcome, Tabs. You are welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then, guys, remember, we are talking about care workers, health and care workers visa, but there is so many other jobs that someone can do in the UK. So I will be looking at that so that the other family that do other jobs might not feel left out, and see if those jobs they're still recruiting. Yeah, because remember about the shortage occupation list. So there are jobs that are still on the shortage occupation list, and there is a visa that is called skilled workers visa. So realistically, if you are lucky, the government or the UK visa should still be able to provide you with a skilled workers visa if you get a job and you get a certificate of sponsorship. Yeah. So to be fair, if people are doing it, people are doing. Was it last week? Did I say? Last week I had two, I think it was a lady and a gentleman, and they were asking, they have been offered a job. Yeah. And the offer was 20,000, just over 20,000, 20,000 pounds. Yeah, slightly just over. And if I divide that by 12, that brings me to 1,600 pounds a month. And the question was, is it worth it? If you're here, the lady, if you're here, you did say that they were giving you a deal for 2 years. And you are asking me if it's worth it, because in Kenya, you are earning a certain amount of money, which for me, I think if you're earning that amount of money is okay. Then that means you are you are living an okay life. You're living an okay life. But the question was, is it okay because you're thinking you don't want to come, and then after 2 years, you go back home without anything? That was your fear. Okay. The reason why I'm using this example is so that if anyone out there have a question or feels that way, or if you are offered and then you feel like you're not sure, this is what I'm going to say. Remember, mine. It's just an opinion, is what I feel, is from my experience. So, sorry, there's a call coming in, so I got distracted. So, the money, that's why I said, if you are earning 1,600 pounds, if you come first alone, because there was an issue of a husband and a child, if you come first alone, you will be able to plan yourself. Yeah. But if you come as a family, it might be difficult. Yeah. Unless the company is giving you a house, which I don't think they'll be giving you a house. And if they did, can you put it this way? If you're paying a room 300 or 400 pounds a month, how much will it be a 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms? That will be depending on where you're living. Where I live, 2 bedroom is around 900 pounds. 2 bedroom. Yeah. So you can imagine 900 pounds, 3 bedroom is 1,000, 1,200 pounds. So if your salary is the one that you're committing to for your spouse and children to come, then you'll be at a fix. That's why I keep insisting, and I'm getting everyone ready. Come first as you work at least for 3-4 hours, 3-4 months. Because remember, when you are alone, you can even work, you don't care. I have no child to take to school in the morning. If I have to work like 5-6 nights, I have no husband or wife to worry that I'm not meeting their needs. You're just you, and you know your target. You're thinking, after 3 months, 4 months, I'm bringing my family. So what will happen is your cost will be down. Yeah. You will know where your spouse can get a job by the time they get here. 3-4 months down the line, when you apply for them and they come, it means that you will already have found a house. You will already have known where your partner, and actually your partner can even come and join you in care, because they are allowed to work. With that, not like with the visa, they can't just follow you. It's not like a visit visa. You're not allowed to work. But in this case, because they are coming to join their family, or it's a family reunion, or they're coming to join their spouse, then they can work. So they can still even work in the same company as you if they like to do care, or they can go and work in supermarkets as cashiers or any other job. But by then, because you've come and done your homework, you will know what your spouse can do. So when they come, you already have an accommodation and you have a little saving to push you through. But if you come as a family, that will be tricky. And this I'm answering because, it's kind of confusing. Because remember, you are the only one who has the job. Yeah. Secondly, your one salary will not be enough for you, your spouse, and the children, and the accommodation. As much as it sounds small, it's not a lot when you are the only sole breadwinner. Okay, so that is one thing. Secondly, in 2 years, nitakuwa nimefanya kitu. Will I have done something to show for it? Yes and no. Yeah. If you live in these countries, you know how it is. It is, I think, the first thing people do, I don't think after 2 years, you want to just pack up and go. Where are you going? Or 3 years, where are you going? We can't sit here until this time. Well, in Kenya now, it's past midnight. No, it's 11:20. And then after 2 years, after all this talking, after 2 years or 3 years, you want to go back. No. Even me, that one, I say no. Your aim now is to make sure that you are settled. So for me, if I am someone out there who's had an offer of 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. My main aim, that's why I keep insisting, live your life, mate. Live your life. It's not, I won't force myself to build a mansion so that after 2 years you see I have a mansion. I won't kill myself. Yeah. You know what makes sense to me? What makes sense to me is I will come, work, settle my family as I make sure I'm fighting for the next step. And the next step is getting a job that is longer and is getting me to 5 years. That is my aim. Yeah. UK, Germany, some other countries are not countries that, some of the countries we work, we will never get stay or citizenship of those countries. We know them. I don't want to mention them. Yeah. You just know you are there to work. You go, your contract goes and goes back. Yeah. So you don't have that advantage of you becoming a citizen. And listen to me. I'm happy to be Kenyan. Najivunia kuwa Mkenya. But again, there is advantages that come with some countries that we live in. Yeah. And what I mean, in 5 years, when you have your stay, when your children or your child or the children that will have, when their stay status have changed, those children will have an opportunity that probably they wouldn't have had where they came from. Yeah. So for me, if you get the chance, it's not about what you will achieve in 2 years, what you have to show off. For me, I'm looking at now the future, and my future is how I'm going to get the right paperwork, how I'm going to stay here, that even if I work, I'm not working to think to what I'm going to get in Kenya, but you're working knowing that now you can live here and you can live in Kenya. And when you're like that, then you don't have a rush or let me just work and do something back home. No. You are settled. Yeah. When it comes after 5 years and you're settled, you have your stay, your spouse is working, your children have settled in school, you come to realize that another thing, it's like the health service. Yeah. Here, if you're ill, you just walk in. You walk in. If you have cancer, you receive your all those packages, yeah, of all those treatment for free. Those are the kind of money we are doing a fundraising for. Millions, 10,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds to take people to India so that they can get radiotherapy, I don't know what, chemotherapy, all those things. So it's looking at the broader picture. The broader picture is first settle your life, and then you work now towards, now you sit properly, you just work towards now developing yourself. I don't know if I'm making sense. Yeah. So for me, I wouldn't worry that much about after the 2 years, will I have enough? Will I have saved enough? No, if you make life for yourself here and you settle, you'll find like you will just settle and do whatever you want to achieve. Your children will settle to school. Remember, if, for example, the school that will be here, it's the school that we can see, like in Kenya, they pay like 500,000 Kenyan shillings per term. Yeah. Here, until they're in year 6, they don't pay nothing. Yeah. So I hope I'm making sense. I hope I've answered that question of why I'll probably consider on how to settle fast rather than how fast I can do things back home, because you're not going anywhere. Don't come here after 2 years. You want to go where? No. You settle. You settle. If not for you, for your children. Tabs, hi Tesh, I joined. Pali, nice explanation there, Tesh. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Pauline. Pauline says I'm making sense. Yes, thank you so much. So I hope I've answered that. Yeah. So it's all about you. Do your calculation. Talk to people that have lived. Talk to people that have lived here, that they can tell you the truth about life, about here. Yes, you will come. At first, it's not that easy, but it gets better. Yeah, it gets better. Like I said, school is free up to a certain age. But again, I will not lie. If you come with your spouse and children that are under 3 years, you will struggle. It's not easy. Children that are under 3 years are the most expensive creatures I've ever seen. They are expensive, yeah, because of childcare. So, but when they join, when they are when they're 3 years, they join nursery. So nursery is it's from, of course, it's from, they give 3 hours, yeah, but they changed the law. If both parents are working, then the child stays in the school until 3. So from 3 years going upwards, that means your child can be in school for 6 hours, 6 unpaid hours. Yeah. So what happens after that? If you're working earlier than when the school opens, you pay for the extra hours. If you're working later than 3 in the afternoon, then you pay for extra hours. Yeah. But you see, in between 9 and 3, your children are at school for free. Yeah. Another thing is, if you have your children that, what I mean is under 3, that when they go to nursery, no, not nursery, they are looked after by daycare center, or they're looked after by people we call child minders, or au pairs, or nannies. And you find in nursery, you pay an equivalent of at least £4 or 500 Kenyan shillings per hour for a child. That's why I'm saying, if you're a parent and you're considering coming, please first be careful to make those wise decisions. Yeah. Make wise decisions. When you come and settle and then your spouse follows you, it will be easier, because at that point, both of you will be able to work, but you work against each other. Yeah. So if one is working at night, the other one can work during the day. So you leave the child, you alternate how you're working with the children, and it works. It's not that bad. It works. But it all needs strategy. Yeah. I wouldn't say that I'm perfect or something, but it's some things I've experienced in life. It's some things I've seen in with the people I live around, but it works around. You can always work it around. What UK doesn't need or want is decisions, making fast decisions. Yeah, you have to have a lot of knowledge is power. So by the time you listen to all this content and everything, by the time you come, you shouldn't struggle. Yeah, you shouldn't struggle, because you've had all the information given, and at least I can only tell you what I know, what I've seen, what I've had. But at the end of the day, is you to make the decision. I've also said before, if at all you are able to get a job near where if you have family or friends, then again, the better, because again, friends do help each other with childcare. Yeah, friends help each other with childcare. So I would say you can do that. But again, we are all very different. Some of us work better when you are just you and minding your own business. And again, these jobs, we don't have a particular area that we can look for them. They can be anywhere in UK. So you have to be ready to deal with whatever situation that comes. So if you don't have family around, that's okay. You can still survive. Remember, you have us. You can always, you have us. Me, I'm around. Yeah. You can always ask question, proper question, but you also have to learn to live and love your own company. That is another thing about living here in the UK. But all in all, I would say I cannot compare the joblessness or unemployment of what we have. For example, if I compare it with Kenya and here, I cannot compare that. Every country, every continent is complaining about unemployment, and so on and so forth, because of everything that happened. But all I know is if you're a hardworking person, if you're a smart person, smart like meaning smart, you should be able to do it. You should be able to make it. Yeah. Remember what I've said? I've received emails, I've received DMs, and people are actually doing it and coming. Yeah. From what I saw, if you are here earlier, I did show you about the guy that showed the guy that I told you need to apply directly, because Kenya, if they told you that about Kenya being on amber list, he looked for information. That means that person is really determined, and that person already has else. They have done CBT. So if you are there and you're giving up and you've only done one application or two, don't give up, because this is a person who has what like we think is the right thing, and what we think is asked, and everything that we think is correct, but they're still fighting. Yeah, they're still fighting to get it right. They're still fighting to get the COS. So let's keep pushing, and I know we will do it. We can do it. If you have any question, and another thing, the 20,000, just over 20,000, that was the government requirement that the employer should be able to pay you that amount. Yeah. But that doesn't mean you cannot get better option. Some of the companies have better option. Yeah. Like a little bit more, 20, 22, 23, 24,000 pounds a year. But again, let's not fall into temptations, because scammers are coming and even creating very good deals, because they're writing, please, even if a job has be very careful, because what they're doing, you see, now I've given you some companies. Some people are using their names and uploading a job. So you will think, that's why it's good sometimes to use websites. So you will think it's good to, you will think it's that company, like Excel, Care24, you've opened, and you see a particular job description. We are giving a certificate of sponsorship. We will be bringing your family. Mostly, if you see that someone has written, we will be bringing your family, where? Your employer is not bringing your family. So that just know it's someone that is making the deal to be so sweet, but there is nothing. Yeah. Your job description shouldn't have anything about bringing family, blah, blah, blah. But what they can do, they can say they support dependent visa. Yeah, they can support dependent visa. And basically, probably when you'll be applying for your family, it just means your employer will write a letter to confirm that you're still, or you are their employee. Yes. Yeah. Those same people are writing down something like that, like they are charging £2,000 for accommodation, air ticket, and visa. It doesn't work like that. Why would you pay for your accommodation while you're still somewhere out there? Yeah, you see, so those are the things to pick when you're looking at when you're searching for a job, and when you think some deals are too good to be true. Are you okay, baby?
Yeah, but why are you taking a long time?
I'm coming.
Okay. Can you get me a donut tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll get you a donut tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that is how it is. If you see a deal looks shaky, no, don't go into it. And all those things, all these things about we have what is it called? Like, it just sounds so good to be true. Just know there is so many, as much as they saw this deal is so good that the government has come with this deal, it's the same way that people are coming up as scammers. Yeah, so we should be very careful. Don't lose money. But again, I keep insisting, push. So those are the key things to remember. Have your documents ready. Keep pushing your CV. At least try and push as many applications as possible. For those people that have no need in care and no interest at all, I will try and see how far we are with skilled workers visa and any other jobs that people can check. Yeah. If you're out there, please, again, as you look, even if you feel that you have probably a diploma, a degree in something else, remember you can always enroll either online or physical, which is like Fuso Ujuzi. Enroll and do the nursing aid qualification, because at the end of the day, what you're doing is just to make yourself better and give yourself chances. Yeah. So remember, you have all those. If you're a family person and you're the one applying, and you know you have your wife, your husband, and children, please, again, ensure you have their birth certificate ready, you have their passports ready. Your wife or your husband is legally, it does legally show that their wife, they are your wife or husband by marriage certificate. Because again, like I said, UKVI, you cannot verbally explain or prove yourself. It's all about paperwork. What do you think, guys? We've done slightly over 1.5 hours. I hope this live has been, helpful. For me, it has. I've seen you guys, and you're amazing. You're amazing. You always show up, even when it's not planned. You always show up. So I really, really appreciate you guys. And if you have any question, it's Teshwa Jogona on Instagram, on Facebook, and it's Teshwa Jogona 1 on TikTok, just for fun. I joined TikTok. And yeah, if you ask your questions, I will answer if I know the answer. If I don't, I'll frankly tell you I don't know. And if it's something that I can find out, I will find out for you. And also, guys, let's keep pushing. Let's keep doing our homework. Remember, the content I will do for 10 minutes, 15 minutes will not explain everything that probably I've researched or seen, but you following the content and going ahead and researching will be of beneficial to you, and you'll find out more. Yeah, you'll find out more. So it is going to 20 to 9 now, and I need to put some people to bed. Yeah, because tomorrow is a Tuesday. So I will put this on the description box. Remember, now, if you've been applying, you push them to Excel Care 24. Push your CV to Excel Care 24, AGIN Care Homes and Residential Nursing Homes, and the other one I hadn't written. Okay, the other one is A1 Care. A1 Care. I will put them in the description box. Push your CVs. I showed you There are those people that have told me they've had an offer. There are those people that, of course, they've been told we've stopped recruiting, but it's because that agency have stopped. Not all agencies have stopped. So keep pushing your CVs. And then let's remember not to be scammed. Yeah. Please let your www.gov.uk be your best friend. It's a government UK website. If you look for any visa, if you look for visit visa, if you look for domestic workers visa, if you look for charity workers visa, it brings you everything you need to know, everything, all eligibility. And I will insist again, there is no two-way about what is on that website. If they have asked you something and you've shown them, then they have no choice but to grant you your visa. So why not do your work? Do your homework. Yeah, let's get the right paperwork. Remember, from 15th of January, those people that have been shortlisted or are going to be shortlisted, they're going to be granted the visa with the effect of what the government said about this visa from 15th of December. Their visa is supposed to be running for 12 months. But you know what? Everything keeps changing. Let's see what happens, because everything will happen for the good. Yeah, because we believe, right? Until next time, guys, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. And thank you, because I know we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and we will get there. Share the content, like the content, comment. Let's keep it going. We can answer them on we can answer on Instagram, DM me. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. Every minute I get, I always look on how I can get more information for you guys and how I can answer your questions. Yeah. Until next time, I think I'll say goodbye. But you know what? What has happened to my laptop? I can't find the end to end the video. But anyway, guys, take care. Bye-bye. Be kind.